Welcome back to the motherfucking TIZZ TALK Podcast. I am your host, Chucktizz, and I got my co-host, as you all know at this point, Toowoketogobroke, motherfucking bro. Toowoke, what's going on, motherfucker?
Man, nothing much. Sipping on some Ron Zacapa, just chilling.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, brother. So we got TIZZ fam, as I always say, some very special guests tonight. Mopi Exchange. What up, son? You are, what is this, your third time on the show?
It's my third time on the show.
And where are you coming from?
From the MIA, son.
Motherfucking A. Miami, Florida, baby. And Toowoketogobroke, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Knoxville, man.
Yeah, baby. And
City.
guess what? Now, when I say I have special guests, this is more than a special guest. This is the queen, Suzzy motherfucking Q. Suzzy Q, say hello. Suzzy Q, how you feeling tonight?
You know what? I just love the energy that all of you bring. And I'm just really excited, actually, nerding out a little bit.
Well, Suzzy Q, we love you. And I got to say this. She was, for the longest time, me and her did an episode back, was that like Valentine's Day of
last year?
2020, yeah, it was the Heartbreak Kids. Was Toowoketogobroke before the big misunderstanding episode, which is TIZZ Talk fam, the highest listened episode. So go back and listen to it. If you want to know anything about the war on drugs, if you want to know anything about Toowoketogobroke speaks the truth on that shit, he will just show you how it is. But for the longest time before that episode was the most listened to, me and Miss Suzzy Q did an episode last Valentine's Day, and we called it the Heartbreak Kids with two Z's, like TIZZ, the TIZZ. Now, it's not the most listened to episode anymore, but it's number 2, which is fucking.
Why do you think that is? I want to ask these guys.
Why did you ask? Said, do you have an opinion?
I mean, I'm pretty sure what y'all talked about was all realistic as hell. I mean, now in this generation, it's a little bit weird, like how Valentine's Day is. It's not like how it was back when we were little kids.
Yeah, it's like everybody just buying a bunch of stuff, teddy bears and chocolates and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like line up your best Tinder match and go out for a meal, and that's all there is to it, basically.
That's what it is.
Toowoketogobroke, I'm so glad you joined the show, because honestly, I thought it was going to be me, Mopes, and Suzzy, and literally as the show was starting, I saw your name. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be another classic, son."
Yeah, man.
Tony's timeless.
Yeah. Do you hear that shit? You're timeless, son.
Well, you got a great voice for the podcast, Suzzy. You got to keep getting on it.
I'm feeling that compliment. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor was trying to brag on you earlier and like how close you guys are, and it was actually very sweet. Made me very sentimental. And
wow, I mean, Toowoketogobroke, I love you. I didn't know you were gonna just say it all out like that, girl.
Espérate, I'm getting at something.
Is this Valentine's Day again?
LOL.
I think it might.
Bouncing, no chocolate. No, I will say that I was remembering living in Nacogdoches at the same time that you moved there, and how we had a couple of fun adventures as homies. And I remember getting close to you and thinking like how great you are too. So I'm excited that you guys have that friendship now. It makes me really happy.
And I mean, Mopi, sorry. You probably don't understand any of this, but this is just, we've all known each other for decades, you know what I mean? Right. And I've said it before, like me and you've always been homies. Like we've always been cool, but like, man, I swear to God, I think me and you are closer now than we've ever been. And we don't, but what, like 1,000 miles from each other?
Yeah, probably something like that.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, when I need advice, you're one of the first people I call. I mean, I talked to you like today and about, some big move stuff,
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it's because it's, as JC says, and I've said this before, TIZZ fam, the circle gets smaller, the castle gets bigger, the walls get taller. And I mean, it's the truth. Mm-hmm. I mean, keep your circle small and stay with the ones that you trust, right?
Yeah, dit and dat. You got to be able to talk about dit and dat.
I love it.
Dit and dat. Well, Anyways, TIZZ fan, welcome back to the TIZZ Talk Podcast. We are glad you're back tuned into. I think this is. I always say I don't know what episode it is, but I was doing some research. I think this is episode 29. Now, Toowoketogobroke, I know we at one point I got into the 30s, but I took some episodes off because they were bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
And some of them, honestly, most of them, you weren't even on them. They were just like me just being bored and doing episodes with people or by myself. And I was like, nah, people don't want to hear this shit, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, all right. Anyways, enough about TIZZ. And I think we've introduced everybody. Well, how's everybody feeling tonight?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Tomorrow's Friday. The body knows it.
Yeah, buddy. Toowoketogobroke, how you feeling, man?
Man, I found this. You know me, I'm not much of a drinker, but man, I found this Ron Zacapa, bro. It's like a 27-year-old rum, but it's only $40 a bottle, and man, it is as smooth as anything, man. It is so good.
Yeah, dude, Toowoketogobroke. I mean, dude, as long as you find something sweet and it makes you feel good, then I'm happy for you, brother.
And I just like saying Ron Zacapa, so it's like double good.
Oh man, that's what's up, dude. Well, I'm glad everybody's feeling good. Suzzy, are you feeling all right?
I feel so good. I had a delicious meal.
Do we talk about weed? We don't really talk. Well, we talk about weed, but I mean, I'll say that I have my. Hey, Toowoketogobroke, I got my the fake ass white supremacy KK sign, aka the OK sign for the ganja up right now. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what the OK sign is, but what do you mean as
Remember
far as
back in the day, the OK sign, they said it was the KKK, like it was a white supremacy thing. You brought it up on one of your podcasts.
Yeah, but what do you relate
What I'm
it to the
saying is,
ganja?
I'm relating and saying I'm giving that sign like okay to,
like you're hitting the
to
joint.
the ganj because
Oh,
she just
yeah.
brought that up. She goes, "Did we talk about that on here?" And I was like, "Yeah, we talked about the ganj on the TIZZ Talk."
Look, it's like this, man. We're not letting these motherfuckers take the OK sign and turn it into some bullshit, man. That's
I was
okay.
making a joke about it, but what maybe you misunderstood. But she maybe you didn't hear her comment. What did you say? She said something like, "We're hanging out, we're feeling good." Oh yeah, she goes, "Can we talk about that on here?" And I said, "Yeah," and I did the OK sign, like ganja's OK.
Oh yeah.
And that's how I got to that conversation. I go, Toowoketogobroke, I'm throwing up the OK sign with the three fingers up. And if
All right.
no,
All right.
hold on a second, because the TIZZ Talk needs to know about this real quick. To bring it back, because Toowoketogobroke, right? The OK sign was original. It was about to be stolen. White.
Yeah, some of them are still trying to.
Sorry.
They slide it into pictures. Like if you see a racist cop in a picture, he'll maybe throw up the OK. Just some like redneck magtards will throw it up in a picture sometimes. But I think it kind of faded away, and it's back to being OK.
Right.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Or the
Forgive
three
me.
fingers up as white.
Yeah, it's like a W and a P or some bullshit. But
People.
I was look, TIZZ fan. I was making a quick joke. And we all got so confused. We went on the biggest tangent, but you just learned something. So, Mopi, have you ever heard of that? Just real quick while we're on it.
No, I haven't. Never heard that until now.
Here's the ultimate connection. Okay, make the OK symbol. And now put your pointer finger and your thumb up to your lips. And that is the universal sign for smoking a joint.
Thank you.
Hey, man, we take
Thank
it.
you.
We sometimes we take trips to the moon, right?
Full circle.
Full circle. Oh shit! All right, here we go. So we got this really special guest, Suzzy Q, on the show because we sometimes just need to get a woman's perspective on things.
Baby, all day.
Okay, and so I don't have a specific topic now. I could bring some up.
How about you guys? Yeah,
no,
true.
I'd like you to be like, ask us some questions as men, and you're the women, and then we can give our perspective. I mean, guys, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I love it.
What about you, Mopes?
I love it. I love that. I agree with that. 150%.
So you were like, what was that old show back in the 90s with Jenny McCarthy where she sat like on one side of the of the wall? It was like something angels. Y'all know what I'm fucking talking about. Right?
Yeah, on MTV.
Yeah, it was on MTV. Moby, you might be a little too young for this. You know what? You're right. Look it up.
Look it up. Let's get some
No,
ideas.
I got it right here. Hey, guys.
In
But
honor
anyways,
of.
no. It was Jenny McCarthy. We're gonna do it. TIZZ fam, we're doing a fact check. Jenny McCarthy.
Did Carmen Electra end up doing that show later, or was it just Jenny McCarthy the whole time?
Actually, I don't know.
Singled out.
You might want to look that up while I look this up.
Singled out.
Singled out. I didn't even
word.
get there yet. You already found it. Yeah, singled out. So Jenny McCarthy would like sit like between a wall, but like it was also like either a male or a woman, and there was like 3 men or women, whoever was on the other side of the wall, and it was like one. It was basically like what Tinder is today, but just real people in the wall separated them.
They would ask a question, and then whoever would answer it right would take like a step closer.
Yeah, and then
whoever.
Exactly. And hey, what was that guy's name? That always caused the fights with bringing the ex-girlfriend on the show.
Like Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. Oh my God, Jerry Springer. All right, man. How did we get on 90s like fucking fight show shots?
I don't know, but I'm all about it.
Hey,
honestly.
but bro, okay. You remember y'all? Mopes, do you know about Jerry Springer?
I've heard about him.
I mean, I know you remember that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, okay, imagine a talk show today, and it was like Oprah. No, but probably a bad example. Kevin Hart, best thing I could just think of off the top of my head. Getting on a show, and he's got he brings in some transvestite or just a woman or a man. It doesn't matter. And then say it's a man.
Now you know what it would be.
Yeah, actually, why don't you say it?
It would be kind of like Remember, Bad Baby or whatever, whatever her name is. That little,
yeah.
Like when Dr. Phil brings hood rat guests on, and they
it was like a fucked up Dr. Phil in a sense.
Yeah.
No, but explain.
It was men and women that had paternity issues, and then they would reveal the results on stage in front of a live audience, and then they would bring out the other baby daddy because the real daddy wasn't the daddy, and the whole drama. It was like trash TV, but people were obsessed with it because there was no reality TV at that time. It was like the best you could get to drama.
It was at the same time that the WWF, the wrestling thing was taking off, and it was like wrestling on a fucking talk show in the middle of the day, basically. They would throw chairs at each other and shit like that,
So yeah, if you skip school, that's what you're watching. It was like
Price is Right, or AKA taking trips to the moon.
You get a little Price is Right, and then you get a little Jerry.
Yeah, you knew you were skipping school if you were home when the Price was Right was on.
I love
maybe Maury Povich. He was
Maury,
more the
dude, his hair, bro.
So
his hair, he was like the sexier guy. You know what I mean? He was like Jerry.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Mopes, I think you said you were 26, right?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you're probably about at least minimum 5 years behind us, or something like that.
Makes a difference a little.
And so you were probably after the days of these talk shows actually existed. Not that you weren't alive, but you weren't old enough probably to pay attention. You know what I mean?
No, I was watching cartoons all day.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So okay, so 5 years earlier than that, I was watching cartoons too, and I still watch cartoons. So it's all good.
Oh yeah.
It just depends how many trips I've taken to the moon. Anyways, all right, off the topic. So real quick, I unless Susanna's already out of questions, Suzzy Q.
No,
I know we just started, so
I'm just gonna wing it with you guys.
No, I want you to try. Well,
I'd like to know. I think first, I want you guys to think of a question that maybe you heard in the past. I came over to Taylor's, and I'm recently single, out of a failed marriage.
Oh shit, that might be trouble tonight.
In your wildest dreams. Cutie.
Oh,
I mean, I love you, but
yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm really not. But anyways, go ahead.
So single failed marriage. Where are you going with that?
Where I'm going with that is I came over to Taylor's, and the last sort of dating thing that I had that was a little more than just going out on a few dates revealed to me that my insecurities were a huge problem for him. So I was asking Taylor, okay, and that's the kind of thing that I want to know now that I'm older. It's every relationship that I have, I want to learn from it so that I can be better off in the next one, right? Or whatever. So I'm just,
or learn from just new experiences.
I'll tell you, and this goes for men and women. It's like, especially in this day and age, is there's a little too much dabbling, and not just like, if you're feeling somebody and you really want to, see where something's gonna go, you gotta, jump in a little bit more head first than everyone's like playing too coy and maybe going on dates with 2 or 3 different people at a time, and they're insecure, and insecurities, they don't lead to a real getting to know somebody, you know what I mean? So I see where that man was coming from. If you feel somebody's insecurities, then it means that they're not letting themselves be comfortable with you, you know what I mean? So
sure. Oh, no.
it's a turn off.
For sure. It's a huge turn off. Like being insecure, nobody wants that. Like that.
Is it a defense mechanism?
For me, it's probably deep-seated issues with intimacy with men. Like on every level. And like that, and that's maybe just even one layer also, you know what I mean? But that's probably the deepest. But what I was, getting at, and that was just me giving an example of something that we could talk about. And maybe that's too deep. Maybe that's not the zone you guys want to go in.
Well, no,
curious, you're in a long relationship.
There's a
Tony,
reason
so it's
why
different.
you're on the show tonight. We want a women's perspective. Like if you feel comfortable going a little deeper, go deeper.
I do.
Well, my question to you is it based on that you've been done wrong, or or that do you feel like you've messed up a lot of relationships, or what is your?
I'm like a skull collector, like a bones collector. I feel like.
So what do you have to be insecure about at the end of the day? Is it your own actions, or that you don't trust that somebody's gonna like do you wrong?
It just depends, right? It also like this for me, I think it was more like based on just like situation in life. Like I'd recently been fucked over by work, and like there's been many betrayals. And so I think like for me, I'm insecure about finding something healthy, which is like, I forget what they call it in like psychology or whatever, but like I'm afraid of like good things happening. And this is so weird how like you get in front of this microphone and you just like start a therapy session. What the fuck? Crazy, bro.
Not to get off topic.
Taylor's loving this right now.
No, but I'm loving it because Toowoketogobroke, how many times have I said how therapeutical I've said this podcast has been for me? Because I probably should go to therapy and talk about some stuff, but honestly, this is my therapy. This is your
form of therapy, and that's fine. Like you don't have to share everything.
And I had to say that to his fam. Well, since she said it, I want to say it, but I also want to give the mic back to Suzzy Q. But at the same time, y'all finish y'all's conversation. But I want Mopi to ask questions.
I want to talk.
But y'all, I'm gonna let y'all finish.
So you felt like you were on loose footing.
Oh, 100%.
And you feel like you were talking to this guy, and you probably liked him. You thought he was a nice guy, but you felt like you couldn't focus because things weren't going your way, and you don't feel like good things should happen to you, is what you're saying.
That's one level of like why I feel insecure in an intimate relationship, partially. But it's also, it also was like circumstantial to my life, like at the time, because I was on such loose footing. Like I feel like I'm a normally secure person, but maybe that's just because.
But is your confidence of one of a is it one of like a confidence of just like your femininity, like you can get men, you can do what you want? Or is it one of it being able to get deep with somebody and not get scared away or try to push them away because you feel like you're going to be into something that you're then going to collect another skull?
Oh, shit. True. The second. A little bit of the first, too. A little bit of the first, too. But this.
So you can't, if you want something healthy, then you got to go into it. You got to nurture it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just not water a plant and then wonder why it's turning yellow. You know what I mean? Like,
but hold on. But hold on. But how does that? Listen, this dude broke up with me. I think I was nurturing it. Like, how was I not nurturing it? That's the thing.
Well, he said he could sense that you were being a little too tentative. Now, granted, let's not give this guy too much credit. Maybe
Thank you.
Too say it how it is.
Like, you can't, maybe it's not you, it's me kind of thing. But I mean, what's your read on it? What do you think? Are you bummed out, or are you like cool with it?
I just don't want to be insecure because I don't really feel like I'm that insecure. So I also don't want to be lied to. Like, that's another thing. Like, yo, if you're not into me anymore, just fucking say it, bro. That's another thing.
Well, is that what you think it was?
Yes.
Or, I mean,
100%. I think he wants to fuck
can I ask, was it, you think that was like everything that bothered you, or is it just a portion of it?
That bothered me? What do you mean?
but she's looking for answers.
That was just a portion of what ultimately bothered me about the relationship being over.
So it wasn't the only thing.
No, it wasn't the only thing. He also,
So it was a big.
There was
a big portion of it though.
Well, what were the other things? Let's, we need the full
Let's hear
picture.
it.
because I have
comfortable, you don't have
children.
to
No,
say.
because I have kids. He was like, you like have a family, like you have kids.
Okay, see, now that's that's
is
reasonable. At least he was
And I
forthright,
agree with that.
you know.
And to that, like being a parent, like, are you a parent, Moji?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay.
I'm a single.
Oh, no, it's Mopi.
I'm sorry, Mopi.
It's okay.
What's your real name?
My real name is Anthony. That's my
Anthony,
real name.
okay.
You can call him Mopi or Anthony. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
All right. Well, that just helps me. Anyway, yeah, I just, what I had dinner with him tonight, which is why I'm like, it's fresh and I need to talk about it. And, and we also, okay, never mind. I'm not going to go on that route yet.
You don't have to get too personal
Well,
about it.
yeah.
He was just asking like, well, what else is it that bothers you?
So we've got him saying that you're insecure,
And then the
We've got
kids. So ultimately it was a rejection. Like the kids, it's fine. Like I never ask him to chill with me when I'm with my kids. Like, and I have half of the week free. So it's like, you're not dating my kids, you're dating me. Like, I understand if you don't want to get super serious for like the future, which like, I get it, dude. I have kids and I'm obsessed with them. They're literally my lifeblood, but they're fucking
They're
crazy.
actually fucking awesome.
They're not crazy. They are awesome.
Yeah. And like I'll go, and she lives down not down the street, but like very close enough. Like a 5 minute,
You don't have to
5 minute
take
drive, 20-minute walk probably.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, I went over there and her kids are the shit.
My kids are awesome.
I mean, they're like shooting, their fingers at me like guns, and I'm just like, oh, y'all about to get done up. And they're like, it's awesome. And like, I was TIZZ fam. I was like so fucking bad with children for the longest time.
Never
and
been bad with kids, Taylor. I've never.
well, I just
never
like,
been bad with
okay,
kids.
maybe I wasn't bad with them, but I was hesitant to pick them up, be around them. Like that was just me. But like recently, like a lot of everybody, not everybody, but a lot of my friends are having children at these days. When you're in your 30s, I guess that's what the fuck happens, right? Chuck? I mean, fuck. And so I have adapted that, and I have actually become. When they're real little, it's a little bit more tougher for me, and I don't know why that is. But when they get to like 2, 3, like they're
You can play with them.
yeah, it's like when you can interact in a sense.
Well, when they're too little, if they're not related to you, they can't really provide any joy. They're boring. It's
Well, I
boring.
didn't. You have a point. And I gotta let Moby jump in here soon. What I'm getting at is I just wasn't comfortable with it. But when they get to that like 2, 3-year-old age where they kind of can talk or start talking, I started to realize, I was like, man, like, and I have like 3 families of kids that call me Uncle Taylor, which, well, they could call me Uncle TIZZ or whatever they want. But yeah, I mean, Uncle TIZZ would be ideal.
You're the crazy.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Very.
But it's
Drunk.
crazy though, like, because I was terrified of holding young children and being, I really was just, I don't know, I wasn't comfortable with it.
No, the one thought going through your head is
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
one of the
No, drop it.
concerns.
I'll hold the baby.
But at the same time, it was different than when they got a little older. Especially more recently, because I'm a little bit older now. I mean, and I'm just like used to it, and but anyways, I think we've given our opinions. Mopes, I know you've been sitting there silent, so I want to hear anything you had to say about any of the topics we just talked about. And Suzanne and Suzzy Q is here to talk with you.
Of course. I mean, I was going to go back in regards to the topic of the insecurity that you were having before with this guy. And the curiosity that came out of nowhere, it's a random question that popped out of my head. Would the insecurity also be involved that he was too kind at times? Not the fact that, he might have lied and betrayed it. That happened. But before that, was he like...
Wait, you said besides the fact that he may have lied and what?
He may have lied. He may have done some betrayal, or whatever the case might have happened.
Well, she just thinks he lied. He lied about why he broke things off.
No, I think that might be true, but I also just think I don't know. That's the thing. Like I don't know. Wait, I'm sorry.
Right. But
he's wondering if it's a nice guy.
Nice guys finish last. No, you know why? Not with me, because I give nice guys too many fucking chances.
You couldn't have said that better, too. I really
listen, Mopi.
Yes.
I love to give nice guys a chance, and that's part of my fucking problem, because I think that
I'm a nice guy.
No, you're an asshole. You're an asshole, but you're lucky because I have a fucking sweet spot for you.
Well,
you're lucky.
God, TIZZ TALK. She's got a sweet spot for me.
But you said.
I mean, she really does. She really does. But we've always had a sweet spot for you.
We have a very rich history.
We're like family.
That's good.
Truly, yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you said you give nice guys a chance. Now, what happens after that chance?
I'm gonna butt in here. Okay, so I haven't said my opinion. I'm not giving my opinion, but just on this real quick, I think that she has a hard time understanding between a nice guy and a guy that just wants to get it.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's true. I'm sure that's true. Here's
I mean, you're attractive. She's very attractive, but it's just like we're like brother sister kind of thing.
Taylor,
do you?
Well, we do have a
thrive on a little bit of drama.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Do you thrive on a little bit of drama?
I'm sure I do. Sure.
And see, with a nice guy,
yeah. Well, that's not always true. That's not always true. I've dated a couple of nice guys, and they're actually the most dramatic guys I've ever been with.
Oh my!
Truly.
But are you trying to pull? He's
not dramatic. He's not dramatic. This dude I'm talking about.
Okay, but I'm saying, so here's my question: is like, I feel like sometimes women, in particular, some men too, but
I would say most men
like
too.
The drama. It somehow psychologically, subconsciously shows them that somebody cares, right? Because they're putting up with, there's passion, there's fighting. It's like they're like, oh, we're all upset, so they have to care. That means they care.
Sure, it's
you know what I'm saying?
The drama.
It's like, oh gosh, we're in this fight and he's all upset, so that means he cares about me. If he's not showing that, that upsetness or that willingness to get embattled with me, then there's no passion or love or care.
You're like, wait, so I mean, if you've seen The Sopranos, you know how Tony Soprano kind of treats his gumas?
No, I'm saying like a lot of times people think that if like it'd be like, like you've seen it like are you gonna say something? Why aren't you fighting me? Like, they need that to show that like you give a fuck and you're gonna engage with them on whatever bullshit they got going on,
Well, hey, 2-0, man. You couldn't be more right.
I don't know, Tony, you know me and like.
Well, I don't know your dating style,
True.
though. I don't know.
That's
we've just been friends, acquaintance, well, we've been friends, but so I don't know how you.
I think you're pretty. I think you're reading me pretty fucking good, naturally. But
okay. Well, what can you do to change these things and move to where you want to be?
That's sort of the next level, right? Like, to be honest, like I have recently, because I'm a mother and, there's just not enough time in every single day to do all the things you want to do. I've been like trying to put romance in like a subcategory of life and like focusing on other things. And in terms of romance, like I think I need to go see counselors for sure. Or like, have conversations with people that have, clear opinions
on
like
the
you,
TIZZ Talk Podcast.
Tony. That's given me great insight.
TIZZ Talk Podcast.
And yeah,
right, Tuok. I mean, it's a TIZZ Talk Podcast. I mean, no rule.
It is. So let me ask you one more question, then back to you asking questions. But you're asking a man question, so now I'm giving you a man's perspective. If you could ask this gentleman 2 questions and get the pure, honest truth, what would they be?
Question.
I will say this: I did ask that question. Like, we went on a date tonight, and I asked straight up. I was like, I can't just leave this elephant in the room. I was like, are the kids such an issue for you? Which was one of my biggest red flags. I was like, are the kids such an issue for you that you could never change the way that you felt about that? You know what I mean? If this progressed on and we were really enjoying ourselves, is that something you could never move past? And so I think that you have to be honest with men and ask them the hard questions and just be straight to the fucking point, because most of the time they're not going to lie in the moment. And if they are lying in the moment, eventually their actions will catch up to it. Right. But so that was one. And then also the insecurities, what specifically, is it me being an insecure woman, or is it my insecurities in this relationship? Is it my insecurities? Not about the kids necessarily, because I had the conversation with him. I was like, dude, that's asking someone to cut off their arms. Basically. 2 things that are a part of you. He wasn't asking me that, but it was there's no solution to that issue in your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's it's just an X.
Yeah.
So so I would ask specifically what type of insecurity, is it me personally, because that's going to help me grow, right? Then I can focus, I can save time and money going to a counselor. If you tell me that I was insecure about the way that he felt about me, right? Or I was insecure the way that I looked around him, or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Or who knows?
Which that doesn't sound like you.
Definitely not. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
I mean, yes, but no. You know what I mean?
I would say it's a mix. That's a mix. That's a big mix to me, in my opinion.
About me?
Well, no. Okay, maybe not a mix. Setting. I'm just not going to say anything because I know.
No. You would know.
Well, Mopi, real quick. I mean, butt in real quick, and do you have anything to say about this?
So one thing too that can never be discounted with anybody, humans in general, is a lot of times they project. So he may have had a lot of insecurities that actually he's putting on you that were actually his. You know what I mean? That's very common.
Have you experienced that?
In life in general, especially
human to human contact.
Most people, that's why I never take things. That's why I generally don't take things personally, because if you think about why somebody does something, generally there's always a reason that's on them as to for why they're lashing
100%.
out or having some, it's if they've got some sort of weird energy coming towards you. Generally, if you're intuitive on why people behave how they behave, it's usually subconsciously them projecting bullshit on the world, not the world projecting bullshit on them. You know what I mean? So it's amazing. I often I think my actual calling was probably to be a psychiatrist. I really
You can still do it. You can still do it. You can still do it. What are you saying?
Yeah, or just do it for fun. You know what I mean?
Actually,
and so, but this, that projection can never be overlooked, because people are always trying to put on other people their own insecurities, So I bet you this gentleman had a lot of his own insecurities.
I love you. That's so good. Wait, Taylor's in hog heaven right now.
Well, yeah, in hog heaven. Yeah. Sarah, you got a line for that one? Because I don't.
He doesn't.
Hog heaven.
Mopi, I'm here for you if you ever need anything.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you for that.
Well, I mean, man, I appreciate you kind of digging in on that. I think that gives the TIZZ Talk podcast, the TIZZ fam, a lot of perspective on a woman's perspective. When you say Suzzy Q.
Yeah, honestly, I appreciate that. That was great therapy for me.
And I understand now why the TIZZ does the TIZZ Talk podcast.
I've always known this is your therapy.
guys, so I gotta say, it's been great. She's not leaving, but I'm just saying it was great having the woman's perspective on the show.
Yes.
It's been a while. Toowoketogobroke. I mean, when was the last time we actually had a woman on the show?
I don't know. I think it should be a regular, at least half the time.
Yeah, at least half or like once every 3-4 episodes at least, right?
Yes.
I agree. I think it adds a certain balance to the show.
And Suzzy Q can vouch, and I think I sent you the screenshot. I got this girl that's very interested in coming on the show.
Yeah,
I sent you that.
You did.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, like, I'm literally TIZZ fam. I'm pushing this in a new direction. Toowoketogobroke knows that I'm trying to push this thing.
Taylor.
And I know, I mean, it's the fucking truth. I mean, Toowoketogobroke, right?
You know what? On that note, let's all give you a bit of productive criticism about what needs to be done. Mine was that I told Taylor I'd come over if he was a little more structured. And I know that he's gotten that advice prior from your homeboy.
But this isn't structured. Are you having a good time?
Sure. But I'm just saying, like, people like consistency to a degree. Like, they like
Guys,
to know.
they're roasting the TIZZ talk right now.
You need a roast.
Here we go. I guess that's the roast, a roast of the TIZZ.
Yeah, good idea. I think it's a good idea because
okay, all right, fucking roast
like
me.
you have
roast
three.
Me.
Shut the fuck up.
Repeating the same thing over and over again. That's one.
Keep me going. Keep me going.
It's getting good. Keep going.
And
As
structure.
you've noticed on this episode, I really haven't said much.
No, you have not.
You're welcome, guys.
Wait. We gotta wait. Time out. We gotta let Suzzy keep asking the question.
That is the structure of this episode so far.
That's a lot. Okay. Action. I don't have a question for you guys. That's the real truth.
Oh, that's interesting.
Taylor. Yeah, I really don't.
And that's just fine. Well, what's
that's just fine. I love
guys,
it.
all right, hold on real quick. Guys, thank you, TIZZ Talk fam, for listening to everything we just had to go through real quick. And we're going to keep going through it, but I got to give a shout out to my sponsors over at Anchor.
It's the TIZZ Talk Podcast. It's the TIZZ Talk Podcast.
Thank you, Anchor, for everything you do for the TIZZ Talk Podcast. We couldn't do without you. Back to the show. Now, am I going to continue to get roasted, or are we still saving that for the end? Because if we're going to save it for the end, I'm going to let
back,
you.
motherfucker.
There's no roast here. It's
Okay, I have
short.
I have some questions now. Now I've had enough time to fucking focus. I want to ask Mopi, what's your most recent relationship, and what was its demise?
Well,
Why did it fall?
My most recent relationship was about a year ago. It was through this modern day thing. We met through a dating app, and we started to talk for months till end. Months and months. It was like about 5 months. They were just talking back and forth, but it's not just texting words. It's literally physically like FaceTiming almost every single day. Like, how's your day? Like, if you're already boyfriend girlfriend until you finally get.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
After how long? 1 month?
So it was since March of last year all the way towards about the beginning of June or the end of May that we finally got to meet each other in person. And
why is that?
Because she felt in a way a bit insecure, like, should I see him yet, or should I just keep talking for a little bit longer? Am I ready to see him? Should I see him physically now? Because we're both living in the same city here in Miami. So she lives she lives on the beach side, and I live on the mainland side, which is not as far if you take a car. But it was a little bit of the should I go see him or should I not see him just yet? It wasn't that perspective.
And why that dance? I have no experience in like modern dating, in my opinion.
I don't know, actually. I mean, I was sometimes asking myself in the 5 months that we started to talk before we actually met in person. And I asked myself a few times, well, why doesn't she take the shot to just come see me, or just to meet up in between and hang out somewhere so we can get to know?
Had you asked her out?
Did you?
Yeah, I've asked her, like, hey, do you want to go somewhere to hang out, or you want to still keep talking to here? And well, she told me, no, I think we'll keep talking to here. I'm like, all right, well, yeah. however it makes you feel, however it makes you feel more comfortable, you know, because
Did you ask her a specific thing to do, or was it just like more broad like that? Like, hey, should we get together? Or was it like, hey, let's go here
At,
on this
at this
day?
time.
You
no, I
know,
mean, I was just more open. I was like, hey, do you want to meet up on one day? Like, you know, just say meet up somewhere, or you want to come see me so we can hang out and go somewhere and just talk more in person? I mean, because I know you want to see me because at the same time throughout that last year, you know, we're all in quarantine, so we really couldn't get out of our houses. We couldn't go anywhere. So that was a little mishap in the beginning when we started to talk. But then as the quarantine was starting to end, it was like kind of like it's like bouncing around. Like, does she want to see me in person still? Does she not want to see me yet? She then had to go back home to New York.
Yeah.
And,
Are
and
you happy? No. Megan, I can call her in a minute.
so she had to go. She had to go fly back to New York to go be with her family for a little bit because, you know, in that time period we were all laid off, so we didn't work at all. So she was able to have the quality time that she didn't have when she was working before quarantine to go see her family, which is great. She was up there, and she was there for quite some time, for 2 months. And while she was up there, she was indecisive if she wanted to come back down to actually come see me already, or if she was still wanted to stay up there. And somehow I kind of convinced her to say, like, just come down here. Like, if you want me in person, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here.
Right.
Like, whenever you're ready to come down from New York, I'm gonna be here. It's just a matter of whenever you want to come. And I guess I kind of convinced her, and she took the first flight back. And literally, the moment she came back, 2 weeks after she had to go through a quarantine period, we finally met up in person. It
How
was
did that
great.
go?
I mean, I was excited. Really was excited because I got to know her throughout the time being that we were talking with each other about what does she do, what's her favorite things to do, what's her favorite activities, you know, the basic questions that come abroad to get to know people. And
Yeah.
So was there a romantic spark when y'all met, or was it like y'all were just friends? Like, what
no, there was
the,
a romantic spark when we first met.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah.
Rom-com addict. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. And then
Keep going.
so me being the nice guy as I am, generally speaking, the first day we finally met, she came to come pick me up, and obviously knowing myself, I was like, well, this girl's pretty cute since the first day I actually saw her, and we matched. So I was not gonna go and see her with empty hands because I'm not that type of kid that would just see someone with an empty hands. Like, I got to bring something to the table. So I mean, of course, I bought like a bouquet of roses because that's just me.
Red
And
roses.
and
What color?
red.
Of course, you
color?
got red roses.
Shut the fuck
He's
up.
fucking coupon.
Wait, Tay. She's getting curious. So it was red roses.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah. So it was red roses, like a bouquet of roses, and the first thing I will never forget this day, that first day, even until now, that she told me very very low tone, and she said, "I never had someone give me red roses like this on the first day." I'm like, wow. Well, I guess there's always a first for everything, right? I didn't say that out loud, but I was like, oh, well, I guess I kind of did an impression that was up to the taste, and the spark just kicked right in. I mean, yeah, it was a nice first day of getting to know each other, and and then after that, they were with each other physically together. Like, you know, she'll come see me, or I'll go see her. We'll go somewhere left and right. You know, like cute boyfriend girlfriend things. That it's
So were we rounding third base and stuff, or were
we
just
ran the
kind of
first, second, third. We went home, and then we did a few home runs.
Okay.
So yeah.
okay?
So yeah,
Okay.
we'll put it that way.
I do have one premonition, and remember we were talking about projection, you know. And what was the one question that Moby asked you, Susanna? Was, is he too nice? Was the guy
Right.
too
Then
nice?
too nice guy.
And see, I think Moby, he sees himself as that.
Let's
guy.
bring it back
You see
home.
what
So we got to make this thing
My
full
boy,
circle.
Mopi.
We got to make this full circle.
All right.
And to be fair, you are so nice. And I saw you on FaceTime for 1 second, and I can tell like you have such a pure sweetheart.
Oh, thank you.
Am I right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
So, hey, you telling this Stiz has good style and picking the good
You
people
have
in
good
his
people.
life?
You have great people. I'm grateful for that. Thank you guys. Truly.
So he's got her roses. They've been knocking boots, and then where does it go from there, Mopi?
After about the second month that we were physically together, something unfortunate came abroad, and I think had something to do with her past relationship that came out of nowhere. And I guess I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was that the other person, to put it that way, might have said some comment towards her or something. That then from that point on her side, it made her feel insecure about what would happen next, as I was with her. So then,
Like throwing salt in your game.
well, I don't know if it's throwing salt in my game or just trying to back off a little bit and taking a step back from the step forward that we both did of being physically together, hanging out, talking with each other every single day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And who was this person to her?
I think it was the guy, if I can put it that way. It was
Her ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
Her ex-boyfriend said something to her.
It was something
got in her head
Mm-hmm.
and made her feel uncomfortable about possibly the relationship that you guys were in.
Correct.
That's your worry?
Yeah.
Or that's your thoughts?
That was the thoughts that actually, I think, it occurred. And it was a bit unfortunate that it occurred because then after that small little thing that I witnessed, when they were both, having their combo and such, that's when she might have taken the decision later on to say, like, listen, I don't think I feel insecure yet. I might have taken a little step forward too quickly. So I gotta back off and,
pull it back
and take some time.
Well, so that's why we chase the bag.
Shush.
Well,
Shush.
I mean, that's one thing on the side that we're doing. But, when it comes to like,
By the way,
sorry, TIZZ Sam, I don't.
we're talking about relationships.
I understand
you should
that.
Listen.
No, I'm listening. But chase you. I'm sorry, I don't even chase my liquor, woman.
Get out.
So were you telling this girl that we loved her? Were we how far?
Yeah. So I mean, after that, then she somehow took the distance to back off from this beautiful relationship that we actually were having. Either it was from the fact that she was feeling very insecure and a bit of fear from the past, if I can put it that way, thinking that it would re-happen again in this relationship that I was with her, which obviously I was not going to let that happen at all, knowing myself.
I would say it was in my, just my snapshot, it'd be one of two things, either too fast, too soon, or the ex entered the picture again, would be my guesstimation.
Right. It could be either or. I mean, if she does hear this, she might kill me, but I gotta be honest about all this because this is the therapy session to release everything. And I'm sorry if she's gonna hear this.
Folks, I can't promise you that she won't, but it is the TIZZ Talk Podcast.
Hey, it is what it is. That's all I can say. And yeah.
Okay, wait. I feel like I'm missing a couple parts of the story.
Tell me.
So that's it. That's the end.
So yeah, no, not yet. It's It doesn't get that crazy after this. I mean,
I don't care. I just need to know the full picture.
Okay, I got you. So after she took the distance, that she just wanted to back off to reflect on herself, to feel more secure about herself, so on and so forth. We were still communicating with each other, but then as time progressed, the communication became less frequent. And then she started to feel a bit more uncomfortable about it until she said, I should just be very distant for the moment. And I just got to worry about myself. And I want you to worry about yourself, even though I will still care about you. Whenever.
It's not me. It's not you.
That's
it's
the
me.
scenario. Correct. And up to this day.
I mean, I haven't said much, but Chilo, thank you for just stepping in and saying that.
That's what it was. But anyway, yeah, that's so up to the current state, which is the present, it still feels like that, but now she's really more quiet in the perspective. She's
1
year
girl?
older than me.
How
so
old?
I'm 26, she's 27.
What were her exact words when this supposed ex made her feel less
what
secure?
was said?
I think it was, if I can remember that correctly. I gotta refresh my memory a little bit. It was way back in the summer. I think it was that I don't want. Well, she told me something.
I think she said slow, loud, and banging all over my trunk.
Stop it. God damn it.
Well, I mean,
Gosh darn it.
it could be that way, but no. I think she said, "I don't want to put you in this situation." And I asked her, "But what situation?" Like, I mean, that's already a thing of the past. Like, he shouldn't be involved in anything anymore. Like, sorry to excuse the language, but fuck him.
One of two
Mopi,
things.
You do not have to excuse your language. This is the TIZZ Talk podcast. We state facts. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Don't excuse your language.
Back up, brother. I just think, I mean, okay, what? Worst case scenario, she fucked this guy. I feel like that's too cliche. More likely, I feel like this person has a manipulative power over her mind. Like, they were in a relationship, they're exes for a reason. Like, they obviously know each other very well, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the current state of things are for you guys. Do you love this woman? Like, do you want to make sacrifices to be with her? Do you want her to make sacrifices to be with you? Like, what's the end goal for both of you guys? And like, you need to, like, if you could ask her directly, like maybe, what would you ask her specifically?
Well, I mean, before I ask her anything specifically, I would sacrifice whatever I need to do to find out.
You love this woman.
I do. I mean, since the first, since the first day that I saw her through a photo. Before
Dude,
I know. Wait. Before I swiped, because on Tinder you have to swipe right to like it, obviously. Before I swiped right, I was like, oh my god, this girl's actually pretty cute. Like, you know, she's genetically attractive. Like, she's a very attractive girl. Even though she might say, no, I'm not attractive. I don't care what you might say. I really think you are attractive. So.
Do you like other things about her?
I do.
Well,
I mean,
but it's to each teach their own. I mean, who gives a shit, right?
I mean, yeah, but you know, when you really
no. From an outsider's perspective, like, who gives?
Yeah,
a shit?
it's your life. No one's gonna live your life and love for you.
Of
or
course,
like,
no.
Well, sorry, not from an outsider's perspective, like looking at the outsider's perspective, like, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I meant.
Bigger picture.
Well, is there something that would make her, like question herself? Was she cute in the face, big in the waist? Like, what was her? No, I'm not asking it to be funny. I'm saying, like, there's two reasons why I'm asking this. Because, like, one, maybe she like has some sort of thing that she feels
a physical thing. Or
maybe she's just really cute, or a lot of really hot women are actually the most.
So either it's a physical thing that she has a problem with, or an emotional thing, right? And maybe she has not a problem with either, but most human beings have a problem with one.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
True.
I mean, call a spade when I call a spade.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I wasn't being crass. You know, I mean, I always try to put things in a funny way, but that's why I said it like that. You know.
By the way, when I meant to say about the ex, like, fuck him, I didn't mean like fuck him, like bang him, right? Like, just forget about him. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
We know what you mean.
In terms of y'all's relationship, it shouldn't matter what the ex is saying that might be polluting y'all's relationship. It doesn't deserve. And that's the important maybe lesson to be learned. Like, it really, a romantic relationship like that, like, yes, there are other people that might be affected by your relationship, but ultimately it's your relationship.
Correct.
So you shouldn't let anyone permeate that
polluted
at all.
Exactly. And I mean, going back to what I was continuing on about, like, who she actually is, like, not just the fact that she's genetically attractive, but she's a very smart girl. She's a hardworking girl. She's been through a lot of shit, way more than what I've been. And that's something that she's still, like, up to this day, like, she's still fighting for herself to become a better person in all aspects.
Are you a Captain Save a Hoe?
I'm a General Save a Hoe, if you want to put it that way.
Oh no.
Captain Save a Toowoketogobroke, when are we getting the fucking coronavirus 2 version of the ship stranded at sea?
Oh damn! Yeah. Well, when another damn cruise
ship
stuck off.
There was something in the news the other day that made me think of it. Well, it wasn't a cruise ship, but it was like, oh man, oh no, it was the motherfucking. Oh, sorry, TIZZ fam. Let's bring things back to life for 2 seconds. The Suez Canal blockage. That's what I thought of. I was like, Toowoketogobroke needs to come up with the fucking version 2 of a ship thing with the Suez.
Yeah, I forgot all about that song. You should. I wish you had that clip right now.
You want me to
Listen
play it?
again.
I'll find it right now. Well,
No, it's all good. We'll play it on the next episode.
We keep talking. I can stop it to play that for a second, a little bit. But what I'm getting at is it made me think for a second. And Mopi, you have no idea what we're talking about. But when I do find this shortly, you're going to laugh your ass off. And I mean, it's the best thing. I mean, Toowoketogobroke back like a year ago, like when Corona was hitting, the Diamond Princess ship that was like at sea. Do you know what I'm talking about? Mopes?
No.
It was the Diamond Princess, a cruise ship that was literally stuck at sea. No port would take them.
Oh yeah. I remember now.
Because they all had Corona.
They all had Corona. And so back I mean, Toowoketogobroke, I swear it was March of last year.
It was.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was when you and Larry were still doing the Sustainable Insanity podcast. And shout out to our boy Larry motherfucking Sellers. He's enjoying his life down in Mexico. He's living it up out there. You know what I'm saying, Toowoketogobroke?
He's living la vida.
Good for him. Like, more power to him, dude.
It's the truth, though. It really is the truth.
I mean, like, that'd be so great.
And anyways, well, TIZZ, we'll play that back.
It's the TIZZ Talk Podcast.
We got a recurring theme here. It's called Outbreak 2020. And
Outbreak 1996, the movie.
And we're talking about the coronavirus hitting a cruise ship off Japan. So I got a little special something for you guys right now. So just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from its Hong Kong port aboard this giant ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 1,500 passengers on a 14-day tour. Coronavirus started spreading. The large ship was lost. If not for the courage of the fearless crews, lives this cruise would cost. The ship set ground on the shores of Guam, Japan, the Philippines, and Taiwan. Thailand, the latest port to say you are too vile. The passengers and the crew, the movie theater and casino too. The ship is stranded for a while. Well, I messed that up. But so this is the tale of our castaway. They're here for a long, long time. I'll have to make the best of things, and it's an uphill climb. The first mate and the skipper too will do their very best to make the others comfortable till they find a port to nest. Phones, lights, and buffet bars. It doesn't feel like luxury. Damn coronavirus, it's nasty as can be. So join us here each week, my friend. You're sure to get a smile because you're not stuck on this cruise ship that will be stranded for a while.
Stranded for a while.
Wait a minute.
It's the TIZZ Talk Podcast.
We gotta come around to you next, Taylor. You gotta have a moment.
Well, I don't need. Honestly, I mean, listen, guys, I've been listening to everything you've been saying, and Toowoketogobroke. I mean, if you want to talk about your, love life, you can. But it was more of like getting the woman's perspective, and then getting like a young single man using Tinder, and all that shit. Because Mopi, honestly, I'm TIZZ fam. I'm 34 years old. I don't use fucking Tinder and all that shit. Like, I do my thing. Like, I run a podcast. I work. I make music. I'm a stock option loser. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I got too much shit going on in my life to even.
There's a lot going on.
But with that being said, you guys, I appreciate you guys giving your input with Suzzy Q and Suzzy.
They call her Suzzy Q because she asked the questions.
Apparently, she's taking over the motherfucking show tonight, guys.
Again, you're welcome. Good, Mopi? Because really, it's just about having a moment.
Well, really, let's just get to it. At the end of the day, are y'all still together?
I mean, technically, no. We're just friends. for the
Are you
meantime.
still fucking?
I was gonna say,
Am I
like,
still? Am I still fucking her? Are you mean? No, I'm not. Not at the
No?
moment.
I'd say there's technical difficulties.
We'll put it that way. But no, as of recently, no, I haven't fucked recently. I just been focusing on my shit. Like,
Let me ask you this, man. You're late 20s, mid to
Yeah.
late 20s. What is your consensus on yourself and others? I mean, when's the last time you've actually just met a girl in person, not online, not on a dating app, not like, you're just out in the world and you strike up a conversation and ask a young lady out
that
to
was
do something?
actually last year in February at the Super Bowl weekend. I met this random girl from New York, and we were just talking about football. And then I just came up with a random conversation about football and like, what does she do? What do I do? And then it just went on for the whole 9 yards. And then of course I just bought her like a drink or two while we were watching the Super Bowl. Like she didn't know shit about football like I did. But we're just like going ape shit like on the game.
But what about a girl from
Miami? That was 3 years ago. That's when I met a girl. It's from Miami specifically. At a party. It was at a party.
Okay.
And, social game.
My advice to you, stick to Miami and just stick to Miami. That's my main advice.
I would, but the girls out here, the majority of them might be tacky or toxic, to say it that way. They're not like realistic or genuine or generous. That's a
that's a bit of a cop out.
Come on down.
You're a genuine man. You came from Miami, so there's got to be some genuine ladies out there.
I'm like a rare breed. The rare breed's out there somewhere. That's how I get.
Well, exactly, man.
You know how it is. But yeah, that's the wrap up.
I would say fall in love with yourself.
That's the wrap up
right now, because love will come and go until like you're in a serious committed relationship, and everything is temporary except for the relationship with yourself.
That's agreeable. I agree with that.
So work on that right now. And like, listen, you're a catch and she'd be so lucky to have you. And if there's things about yourself that you need to fix, like work on that, because you probably know what they are. And if you don't know, then also one thing that I think needs to just be cut through and like straight is communication. And I don't mean just communication, like talk to each other. I mean like clear, like this is communication. Listen to one another, give each other the respect. Like a lot of times in relationships that doesn't happen because there's a lot of emotions involved, or there's a lot of passion, like any number of things. So clear, honest conversations about how you really feel. And if you don't know, then take the time and say that in the moment. Like I left this situation tonight, like we were both a little faded, and it was like, okay, let's continue this conversation another time because it's worth having and we want to, and we don't have to have it tonight. Right. But like, it's worth having and we're not going to leave it undone. Like we just circled back to this, like we all rush things, or I don't know about that, but like I definitely do. And relationships nowadays, like you watch rom-coms, you think that things have to go quick, and then you're getting older or you're of childbearing years, or there's thousands of reasons to move fast just because it feels good, right? Like you like it. Right. But take care of you, and that's what everybody should do, single or in a relationship. Take care of yourself, because then you can really show up to anything else you're doing at 100%. And if it's not meant to be with her, honey, you've been in relationships before. There will be more.
Yeah, you're right.
He pursued and she withdrew, and she pursued and he withdrew.
as the Stizz, the honorable Stizz with his invisible ass, whatever you want to say. If you, what did he say, guys? He goes, well, holler at the Stizz for honor, to getting on her, to staying on her. And if you can't come in her, come on her. Holler at the Stizz, baby. Holler at the Stizz. I think we just got a new joiner, by the way, guys. I think we got motherfucking Slim Reaper in the motherfucker.
Because you know what I'm saying? Because speed means freedom of the soul.
Oh shit.
This guy.
Yeah. Hey, Warmington's in the
No, I don't know who Warmington
Warmington's
is,
in the
but I know
house.
who the fucking
I'm sorry. Bench Warmington.
bench Warmington.
When's the, here? We're on topic right now, Warmington. What is the last time you got laid?
Last night. Yeah, last night.
Last night. Okay, what
Yeah, you
happened?
did.
Talk us through it, man. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it's got to be off the record.
Oh, okay. A little bit of an acquaintance.
Well, it could be an acquaintance, and it could be an acquaintance.
Oh, you
Well,
don't say.
You know, I mean, I would have thought our guy Chucktizz would have queued me up for this.
What? You would have thought I was.
Well, I mean, you're.
Well, I didn't do this. Was not my doing. I'm stepping in, being like, "What? Like, what would I do? Like, I didn't
What was
ask
the
you this.
question?
fucking question.
No. You could actually pull the LeBron James. What should I do? And
Oh fuck you with that shit, dude.
am I a role model? What?
All right. Okay.
What should I
guess,
do? Should I
Oh
eat
my
a
God.
cheeseburger, bitch?
Well, maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
It
I
sounds
don't
like
know.
I was gonna say the same thing.
soak up a little of that liquor.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it's my time to speak because Jesus, I mean, this has been the TIZZ TALK Podcast, and I think I've said maybe 2 sentences.
Yeah.
No, it's a big joke. But what up, Slim Reaper? What's going on, dude?
Well, you know what they say about the Heisman Trophy winner? It is the Slim Reaper season. It's called the 1, 2, 3 to the 4, 5, 6.
Bench Warmington. I'm just joking around. Well, anyways, so let me ask you guys.
Yeah,
real
I
quick.
know.
So,
I need
y'all
questions
hear?
versus the Slim Reaper topic.
Well, you came in.
I got a question for you, Jack.
Oh shit.
I don't know who Jack is. I know who the Slim is.
Oh, Slim Jack in the Box. Slim Reaper, that's your name?
Come on, Susanna. We all have call signs.
I didn't know that. My bad. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. Bring it.
Anyhow, do you know how to eat pussy?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Ooh, yeah, no, I mean, I actually hesitated for a second, but yes.
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know that?
Well, my ex-girlfriend at least has the one thing she likes about me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I know, I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's the one thing she actually likes about me. And that's the only
Is it a matter of matter of precise preciseness or a
No.
marathon?
You know what I say. And
Or a marathon?
Yeah, is he going down there for 20 minutes or is he just so precise he gets
Hey,
gets the job done?
Tony two-step.
That's probably the best way to describe that
And you
situation
guys
I think
have
I've
been
ever heard
overlooking
in my life.
The biggest statement of them all, speed means freedom of the soul.
that's-
it's quick.
That's how she felt. Okay.
So it's
Nice.
the quality over the quantity.
Okay. Gotcha.
It
Wow.
has to be. I mean, that's what that means, right? Speed means
This guy's good. I believe him. So that's the one thing your ex-girlfriend
Nah, I
likes
mean,
about
that's the
you.
one thing she loved about me, because everything else, she fucking killed me.
Okay. Well, there you go.
She might kill me
Question,
too, Reaper.
No, dog, you're already dead in her eyes.
I'm sure I am. As I am as a lot.
And you're from the female perspective, what percentage of men do you think actually can do such a feat?
Whew. I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be generous, motherfucker.
No, she's
And I'm-
aggressive. I like this.
I'm gonna say 15%, 15%.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I think it takes having a a curious mind and your ego withdrawn, and to be able to be taught and to probably have like a long-term girlfriend that, you know, in most cases where I've seen positive results.
Okay.
It's been after some sort of instruction along those lines.
Positive.
But I think
Gotcha.
every, you know what I mean? I think another, like we were saying earlier, like the more communication in sex and the more normalized that becomes, more people will get better.
True.
Yeah.
True that.
Practice
True that.
makes
Justin,
perfect.
true that.
Practice makes perfect, is what she's saying.
Yeah, and like curiosity. And
does anybody want to know how
lower
TIZZ does it feel?
Taylor?
Nobody's
Nah.
asked me.
Yeah,
any
Tiz,
question.
how do you do? She wanted to know about Warmington specifically.
It's a
He was
joke. I'm
being-
fucking around. I just like, God
He was
damn,
being
like, don't worry
coy
about
about-
the TIZZ. Like, you know.
Well, he was being coy about his last night's encounter, so she had to come with some heat on him and say, "Well, fuck you, then you're gonna answer
No,
something."
bro, I'm
juicy.
fucking around. I got to get my voice out here sometimes.
She said, "Do you know how to work the
Well,
whisker
you know,
biscuit?"
I mean, I kind of got that. It's a whisker biscuit, bro.
It's good.
Oh man, that's too good. That's too good. All right. Well, either anybody want Suzanne, do you want to ask me questions, or are we moving on to the next topic?
Is your next topic good?
The next topics are great, but I mean, are we
Let's
done
get
with
it.
this section?
I'm
Let's go.
So,
Next
TIZZ
topic.
fam, we are going into the headlines of the motherfucking week. And, well, really, we can all basically, well, not all, but I think most of us can speak on what has happened in several areas of our country this week, right? So Biden came out today. Was it after market or during market? When I say market, stock market being open and closed, I think it was like in the middle of it. Basically, and Toowoketogobroke, if you know about this, I'd rather you speak on it because I know that you're more on top of this kind of stuff than I am. But do you know what I'm saying?
I was actually hustling all day today, man. So
man, me too. But I can speak on it. I mean, I have the article. I just
So what did he? Yeah, read us the broad strokes. Just say, what did he do? Just tell us what he did.
Well, it was the new American infrastructure plan that was like, worth like $2 trillion or so, and it had a lot to do with getting America back on their feet again.
Well, that's what I've been thinking the whole time. It's like we could have spent already with all these fucking stimulus. We could have already spent like $10 trillion on infrastructure. Now they're going to talk about
Now, at this time of age, they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the New Deal, and that's what they should have been doing the whole time. Is the New Deal, and Trump of all people, he was the one talking about infrastructure from the beginning. It's like, bro, like let's take this opportunity while people are out of work and you need stimulus to start this infrastructure deal, man. Let's get it off the ground.
Hey, Tony Two-Step, I don't disagree with you. I might disagree some fundamentals of it, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think Biden is on the right track here, but I don't know what this infrastructure. I don't know what the plan actually entails, though. So he could be way in left field. But
well, I can speak on it a little bit. I got an article right in front of me.
Let's hear about it.
Title of the article. This is from ABC News, guys. Okay, I mean, I'm just pulling the first one.
Wait, did you just say Mr. Rogers News or ABC News?
Oh my god! Yes, Mr. fucking Rogers, Slim Reaper. The title of the article is Biden unveils sweeping, and when I say sweeping, I mean motherfucking sweeping infrastructure plan, calling it a once in a generation investment in America.
Jesus, not ever done drugs
before I even go deep into that, just the title alone, I'm sure we have comments on it.
Yeah. Has he
It makes
ever
me
done drugs before? No, wait, sorry. His son has done more drugs than anybody in this realm combined.
Oh, Slim, you're good. What I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, I can give you guys a good idea of what this means.
So what's he going to fix?
Well,
Bridges.
I mean, basically, a roughly $2 trillion infrastructure plan to modernize, thousands and thousands of miles of roads. fix bridges, expand, broadband access, and replace lead pipes carrying the drinking water that we drink is part of the plan, which that all sounds great and well, doesn't it? I mean, from anybody's standpoint, it's like, wow, that sounds
Tony,
great.
I'm listening. Tony, I'm listening in on you because I want to hear what you say because you should be.
Well,
you should be comparing this to a George Bush level profiteering.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. I mean, who's going to get the jobs? How are they going to hire them out? Where are we going to get the materials? All these are questions. I mean, overall, just say it was some random dude coming up with this plan that neither of us have a bias towards or against. I'd say it sounds, as far at face value, it sounds good, but we all know that the government usually doesn't actually pull these things off in the best manner. So it's like, is it just going to be a waste of money? Is it going to be cronyism? Is it all just a bunch of bullshit?
Well, I mean, it's one step above it. It's McCarthyism.
Well, what do you mean, communism?
Well, the one thing, and we've had, and I've enjoyed all of our spirited debates, and I will never try and lie about anything I know. All this bullshit that's going on the border, it doesn't concern me, but it piques my curiosity.
Well, hey, I think it's one of those things where you got to just think about it from an unbiased perspective. Like if you read the same article you just heard, but it was Trump's plan, what would you think about it?
Well, frankly, I think the same thing because I think Trump and Biden both don't know what they're doing in regards to the border.
Well, yeah, I mean, Trump deported very few, but let's stick to the infrastructure here. I mean, the government is here to do, basically two things, and that is to, provide the public utilities, and then also is there to control or help facilitate the flow of resources. So when you talk infrastructure, that's actually right up that's what the government is supposed to provide the American people, is bridges that are safe and work.
Like anything that we use on a regular basis, whether you're
that are not supposed to be privatized.
Right.
That's supposed to be a public good. And so at face value, like I said, it's a good thing. We need infrastructure across the country. I mean, most of our bridges, most of them in America are old and past their lifespan. So we're just sitting here watching it crumble and not doing anything about it.
So there's all these, Biden's, he's supposed to unveil his, oh my God, it's my big $2 trillion infrastructure package. And you have all these. Now, granted, I know there's always going to be an extreme level of bipartisanship. You have all these guys that are Republican senators or whatever. They're like, this whole fucking thing, it's all a bunch of bullshit. So Biden's saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to repair everything, blah, blah, blah. But it's only like 5% of this $2 trillion package is actually meant towards infrastructure. Now, maybe it is true, maybe it isn't true, and this is the part of politics I hate, and I don't really care to get involved in because frankly, none of us are politicians. But it's when I start hearing those type of, let's just call it strategic, esque type thoughts, it's okay, this is when you don't take politics serious. Because it's all bullshit.
Well, yeah, you don't know who you can believe. You got to go look at the bills yourself and see what's actually in them. And then and only then can you actually make a real decision about if it's a good thing or not.
The Crips, the Bloods are calling, Biden's call efforts to limit voting sick and un-American. When I say Bloods, I mean the Republicans. I guess I guess you can call them Republicans, but I call them Bloods these days.
Yeah, Crips and the Bloods, and it's I'd say I'd have to dive further into it, but I think at face value we do need infrastructure. Is this plan the right one? I don't know. I have to look more into it. What else we got going on?
I just wanted to bring that, and I'm sure a lot of people already know this, right? I mean, and there's so much crazy stuff that's gone on, but
Well, I think, only the government would choose to make the first real meaningful infrastructure bill at the time when every material costs more than it's ever costed before. So that
well, you would
already is
know
one
that too,
sign.
because of your industry.
Well, yeah, and in industry, and what did I say last week when you asked, or 2 weeks ago? Is like the things to invest in right now are materials and banks.
No, yeah, you said
Industrials and
Huntington.
banks.
Well,
Are,
banks got hit hard last week, though. They were all down. Well, long term is a different story, but
Short term.
we're hold on, Suzzy Q. A lot of us that we're talking right now are options traders, and well, not a lot of us, maybe half. Well,
I'm not.
well, you do trade options, but
Hey,
that's not
Tony,
your main.
by the way, I fucking love that recommendation. And, that's for a different conversation, but quality company, great company.
Thank you. And it's already above. And it's already above 200.
No,
good.
HI is quality company. I loved it. I loved hearing that. Whatever. I'm just
It's all good. It's all
I'm
good.
I'm glad you
look good. No, but Toowoketogobroke knows his shit.
No.
I'm glad you looked into it, man. That makes me feel
honestly,
good.
it's like I've known HI for like the past couple of years, but I've never thought of them about in terms of an options or whatever. It's like I know their financials, I know they're good. No, that was a quality rec. I gotta give you props for a quality fucking recommendation.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So,
Top
anyways,
notch.
Toowoketogobroke, obviously, you were honestly the one that really introduced me to the. I always knew about stocks, and I just didn't trade them that much. But man, you were the first one who showed me what an option was.
Yeah.
When we did that SPC play, was that a spread or was that a call? Like I don't even remember. It was like remember, you know what I'm talking about? But like it was back when Robin.
I think we were doing spreads.
It would show that chart. Back when Robinhood actually would like show that like bar, like the red and green like bar of like, you know what I mean? They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
On your phone.
Yeah, I know.
That was like July of 2020, June, whatever. And that was the first time I was introduced to options. And I had no fucking clue. And then I'll never forget that time I and Mopes, you might find this funny. I did an iron condor. You know what that is, right? I did that on SPY. 1 week, like 1 week expiration. Like I had like 5 days, right? I think I got the iron condor set on a Monday, and it was to expire that coming Friday. And TIZZ fam, if you don't know what an iron condor is in option trading, you might not understand this. I'm not going to go into depth on it because it would just confuse everybody. But basically what happened was I'm an idiot. I didn't close that spread out and I let it expire. What happened was I was good in the last day because what an iron condor is, you're basically betting that the price of that stock is going to stay between a certain range and it better close in that certain range. Well, it was doing just fine the last day. SPY decided to pop and he went over my range. And so one of my legs of my spread expired worthless. And I'll never forget this. I didn't close it. Yeah, I didn't know. And next thing I know, like Robinhood's like, oh yeah, you owe me $35,000. So I'm like, yeah, get fucked, motherfucker. Like, come get it from me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, good luck. Like, what are you gonna do? I'll never forget. I called you. Remember, I told you this shit. My account had negative 35 grand. I was on a margin call basically. And they, come the next Monday, it disappeared. I mean, obviously it set itself, but man, I learned hard that day, and I've watched a lot of videos. That's what they said. Do not ever hold any spread to expiration and let it expire. You are exposing yourself on the short leg.
You know what was funny about that is when that happened to you, that was like a week or two after that kid killed himself because he thought he was like 100 grand down when he really
it was like 750.
Yeah, no, exactly. And actually, he was actually. Oh, wait, Reaper. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
It wasn't the spread like 750, and then it was actually only like 50.
Well, I don't know what the spread was, but I can tell you this. And for anybody, we don't need to get deep into this whole option game thing. It's really confusing. And TIZZ fam, I'll put some links up or something. But here's
We're getting off.
we are. But
structure
real
here.
quick,
We're
I'll
getting
answer
off
that
structure.
question. This guy, this young kid, entered a spread sort of like I just explained, and it was similar to what I did, but it was a little different. And what happened was the way Robinhood worked is if you get into some of these positions and you don't close these positions out at a certain time, like Robinhood will close these positions out for you, but you might show a negative balance or a margin call on your account for a day or two or the weekend, or it doesn't matter. And so this kid saw like a negative, I think it was like a $750,000 balance in his account. Now, really, what he had done is something to where he was honestly, I think he might have actually been up 250 at the end of the day or down 250, but it was like something very small.
The margin was like 50 grand. It was something.
750,000 and change. It was 750,000 change, and I understand why, and I do now because I did that. But at the end of the day, it was just a young kid, and you know, Robinhood, it's so easy to get past these rules and shit, you know, to be able to trade spreads and stuff. You have to be level 3, and that means you have to kind of basically say you make this much and you're an experienced trader and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what happened was it showed in his buying power, which I'm not even gonna do, but that means basically it's for maybe a day.
We get it. He had a
Know that
negative
he was down
balance.
to $750,000 and some change. He saw that and thought that was actually real, and he took his life.
I mean,
because
you can't. I mean,
it's the truth, though.
I mean, I want to build in a little bit of a story towards mental health, at least. Like, you know, obviously, we're going to tip our cap to anybody that's going through stuff. You know, you're not alone.
No, I mean, Reaper, I mean, I hear you, dude. I mean, I just wanted to like say that story without getting into too much depth because a lot of people don't understand how some of these things work. But
well, what I'd like to do is let's move on to a story of the week that we can continue to have Susanna involved.
Susanna has a better
No. Good call. Good call. Suzzy Q. Since we still have you here.
Suzzy Q. I love it.
Yes.
So, is there anything specifically like I know we went deep into relationships and stuff, but like music or just like what's going on in the world or just anything other than love life stuff?
But you could talk about your love life too.
No. We already did that. You
we already did that for like an hour. That's why I asked you if you got laid recently.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
But I mean,
2 things happening in Houston that are of really like of importance. One is just pull up the George Floyd's like.
Ooh, that's something. You know, good call, George.
Good call.
George Floyd. Good. You know what? I'm so glad you're on.
That's Suzzy Q. She knows it. She knows.
The trial of George Floyd has been going on for the past, I think, 2 days.
Wait, one other thing, real quick, just while.
Go for it. No.
Also, just the migrant children that were being detained at the border. A lot of them are coming to Houston, and I've decided I'm going to spend some time whatever time I can volunteering there. Or if I'm sure they're going to allow volunteers. The whole thing is so sketchy, and I hate it. But anything anybody can do to get involved with them would be smart. Send food or whatever money, donate to the cause.
Oh yeah,
I respect that.
It'll be helping them.
Nice.
And so just to touch on George Floyd, since he was a Houston native and he was part of the Screwed Up Clique, and guys, we are getting long here. But we're gonna talk about this briefly, and then we're gonna do our thing. But you know, I mean, they had this is day 4 today. This is April 1st, and you know, it's, you know, they've been deep into this George Floyd case. I mean, look, we don't need to get into all the details. The only reason I say that is we are running long here, and basically what they haven't come to a serious conclusion yet. But what they're saying, and from everything I've been hearing, is, and I'm in agreement to this, honestly, is, you know, it's looking like it's going in the victim's favor, George Floyd, because of all the people that were there and filmed these cops that murdered this guy.
Hey,
Oh, of
Tiz,
course. So
I'm not gonna try and reverse this, but I'm just telling you, the guy that was literally was like, if it was you and I in that fucking store, it'd be like if I wasn't testifying against you. There is some no.
Weber, I understand.
And I'm not saying I don't know what's going on, because, you know, honestly, I believe in due process, but there is something going on to the extent of which, if you and I were in this situation, I wouldn't be testifying against you. There's something going on.
Okay, but that's like some Italian mob Tony Soprano shit, and this is a totally different situation.
You know, listen, here's the deal. I respect due process. I don't know if in this situation it's the right move or not, but I believe in due process.
Did you see the video?
It goes without question. It was one of the most painful videos I've ever seen.
So what is your argument?
No argument. I'm saying there is somebody else that is not willing to testify in this situation, which is just kind of weird.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Okay, then elaborate a little bit.
No,
more
I
on
mean,
that
there's
thing.
nothing to elaborate.
Who are you talking about?
The guy that was with George Floyd. He won't testify, and everything that's going on right now, I support it. That video it's brutal. It's brutal to watch. It's really painful, but there's only I'm gonna say this. No.
So the other dude.
I don't hear anything. There's only one thing that's kind of fucking weird. Why are they not real? I feel like there's other stuff out there that people aren't fucking.
But Reaper, there always is.
Of course.
That's just the thing with American cases. I don't care if it's 9/11 or OJ Simpson. There's always some shit that's being thrown out or whatever. And I mean, come on, man, back me up here.
So your claim is, and I don't know. So the guy who was with him is not part of this trial.
Actually, he is. No, and this is the weird thing. Like, listen, I'm not. No. Hey, no.
So what are you talking about?
Cut off everybody. I'm not trying to start a conspiracy. The strangest thing I find is, and you can find this on Fox News. You can find it on CNN.
Fox News.
No.
I can't with you. Shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. All I want to say is, why are they bringing up the fact that this motherfucker was on drugs? Like, what does that even have to do with anything? I don't give a fuck if he was shooting up fucking 5 minutes before it happened.
The guy that was with
why is that the concern? That's just such like that's the most upsetting to me as of what I saw from today.
This is the TIZZ TALK Podcast. In the title, if you read my episode, like before you even watch any episode, it says we get political, but it's like a joke and we're getting too political here. Okay.
I just still don't get what you're getting at. What are you saying they're reporting?
They're saying George Floyd's best friend or whatever that was with him, he refuses to testify. That's all I'm saying.
So that's being reported. I didn't know that. Now that is odd, but they have a video. They got a video.
It's kind of weird.
It is. They got a video though. They've got a guy who was on the street on the video who was a witness. They got enough. And I think that obviously if they don't convict this guy, you're going to see probably even worse riots than you saw the first time around, in my opinion.
Listen, what that asshole did was...
I think all 4 cops should go to jail. I think Chauvin should go to jail for way longer, but I think all 4 should. I think that the other 3 should be in jail as well, personally.
I agree 100%.
Because if me and you did that to somebody, then both of our asses would be going to jail. I don't care if they're cops or not.
All right, we got you.
So
that's
you can't.
Reaper.
Just call that the baloney curve.
Is that what you told her last night?
Salamander fucking flamethrower.
Okay, all right, okay. Oh my god! All right, guys. I mean, Reaper, that was great.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But I mean, but we're running long. We got some time left. But anybody got anything else they would like to speak on before we cut it? You know?
No, because if I say anything political, I think Susanna might kill me.
Well, I might kill you too.
No, you can.
Jack,
you
you'll be
can
all right.
kill me because
I don't think we can
Hey.
handle.
speed means freedom of the soul.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I don't think we can handle any more.
Yeah,
curveballs,
yeah,
so,
Woo! I didn't know anybody could handle it.
Oh, man. Well, if we don't have anything else to kind of cover, I mean, I think that was basically Tism. Here's what's going on. You got the Biden new fucking industrial infrastructure that planned out. You got the George Floyd case going on. You got the stock market basically at all-time highs in some areas. And honestly, I don't believe that we have moved as far as COVID and all that goes. I mean, they're saying there's this fourth wave and shit. And guys, let me just say something real quick. It started as a problem. It went to an epidemic. Now it was a pandemic. And now, honestly, guys, I heard that they're calling it an endemic. And I was like, well, what the fuck is an endemic? An endemic is basically like something like the flu. It doesn't go away. We are just going to have to learn to live with it. It will be here most likely for a very long time. And I have been saying that since COVID came out, okay, on this podcast. Now, dude, I know it was that you were going to call it an endemic, and is this what it was going to be, and how accurate these vaccines are, or whatever. All I'm saying is it's here to stay. And it's here to stay for probably most of our lifetimes, if not even past that.
You know who gets way too much credit over all this shit is that little Fauci guy.
Dude, Fauci's become a superstar.
He never did shit, man. He was full of shit from the
Trump
beginning.
Was fucking bullying him, right?
Well, no.
It seems
That's the thing is, it's not just Trump.
Bullied.
Go back in time and look, like when SARS and all that came out. He's been under every president since Reagan or maybe Bush Senior. Regardless, back in the 80s, I mean, he was the guy that almost the same position he's been now since the late 80s.
But Fauci ain't shit. When the shit first started, he's like, no, nobody needs to wear masks. You don't need to be wearing a mask. And then 3 weeks later, you gotta wear
as soon as the stock market dropped, so it's like almost all-time lows, like in a fucking 2-day period. Everybody wear a mask. Here's a fucking stimulus check for everybody, and all of a sudden the market just went boom. And now we're at all-time highs.
And not only that, we got
the economy is not where it should be for the stock market to be where it is at, which means, guys, that's a sign of inflation. But me and Toowoketogobroke, and we've talked about this many times, we already know it's coming. I mean, for as many dollars that they've printed in the past 18 to 12 months over the past 50 years.
Well, the Fed is lying about inflation right now. That's one thing I'm 100%. Sure of. I mean, look, man, when this epidemic first started, you know what the price of a sheet of plywood was? It was like $8, $11. You know what that shit is right now?
Okay, so we're talking about like 4 to 5 times the price.
Yes. Now some of that's due to shortages, but you think the price of that stuff's gonna go back down?
Hell no. But the same amount, the people who are making the amount of money beforehand are still making close or to this or the same as they were when it happened.
Well, they're making buku bucks, but
no, they're making money. They're still making profit. I'm just saying they're still paying like the same price per inch or however you measure it. I'm just saying, or maybe it's been adjusted a little bit, but they're still overpaying compared to a year ago.
Oh no, it's crazy, and that's what people aren't realizing right now. Is like real estate's the first mover. I mean, and it's the cost of living. It's a good barometer, and groceries are going up. Housing's going up faster than anything, and it's not coming back down. I think we're probably seeing, the beginnings of double-digit inflation
to add
here.
On to that, to the fire. Don't forget, 2 years ago,
the treasury yields hit a low. That when it hits a low, that's that famous yield curve that they say that signals a recession coming about in 2 years' time. And that yield curve occurred in 2019. So supposedly we're gonna have not just the double-digit inflation that we're most likely see in the long run, but also that crash, the legitimate crash, added on to that. So that's another thing.
I agree with you. I think there is going to be a day where the entire market is going to feel an effect on this. And Tuok, me and you've been talking about this for a long time. It's inevitable. Like right now, it's just I think it's propped up on stimulus money and all that shit. Not all of it, but I would say a majority of it. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, it's just a matter of, all the money ends up in the same hands. So you print a bunch and the stocks go up because those are the hands it ends up in. So, but at the end of the day, Biden ain't shit. Trump ain't shit. Fauci ain't shit. None of these fools are the shit. They all suck, and it's like, they ain't looking out for us. So you gotta watch your own back out
That's
here.
the truth, fam. That's the truth.
All I gotta say is dit and dat.
There you
That's
go.
all
Dit
there
and
is.
dat, everybody can suck it.
I love it.
And okay, so I guess Reaper and Bug and Tuo gave their piece. I'm Mopi. What you guys say? Sorry, TIZZ fam. Sorry, Mopi. TIZZ fam. To let you know, we are going long, and this is the TIZZ Talk Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We are tuning out. Thank you for listening to this episode. And Susanna, real quick, let the ladies go first, right? Even though y'all went first already. Go ahead.
I had a great time with you guys. Thank you for all of your words and commentary, Jack. I'm always hard on you, dude.
I'll get harder on you too.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thanks.
Hey, as this says, fly fast. Eat
Oh,
ass,
wait.
But Mopes, go ahead.
As I always say, if you're gonna do something, don't be stupid. Be smart about it before you do it. Come on now. We're all adults. That's all I gotta say.
There you go. And TIZZ fam, as I always say, get your mind correct. And then keep your mind correct. Because that's the hardest fucking part, keeping your mind correct. And the TIZZ never asks why. The TIZZ asks, why not? That's it. Thank you for tuning into this show tonight, guys. We'll be back for another episode real soon. Love you. Peace out. Peace be with you. And love you guys. Thank you for being on our show tonight.